Welcome everyone to the first ever pilot episode of CTV Geeks. My name is Alex Prast.
And I'm Holly Middleton. In the first ever nerd show here at CTV, we're going to fill you in on all things geek.
We'll talk about the most recent nerd news, as well as share stories from local nerds.
Then we'll give you the lowdown on recent updates from the superhero and video game worlds.
You won't want to miss, but maybe cover your ears during our spoiler alert section, where we'll tell you all about the recent leaks in the nerd realm. All this and more, starting right now. All right, Rams, I have literally been dying to get into this stuff, so let's not waste any time. Since 1977, people across the planet have been trying to create the iconic laser sword that is the lightsaber, from Star Wars, of course. Well, it seems Disney may finally have a real lightsaber. They released this footage just a few days ago.
Light, darkness, a balance.
That's just so cool. Supposedly, it is a completely retractable light-up prop with sound effects and everything. The science behind this is groundbreaking for nerds anywhere and most likely will cost quite a lot of galactic credits when this is finally released to the public.
Paramount Pictures dropped a big surprise this morning with our final trailer of A Quiet Place Part 2. This long-awaited thriller movie was originally supposed to come out last summer, but due to the pandemic, its release date became to be determined. However, a few months ago, John Krasinski confirmed it would be coming out May 28th. Incidentally, with the pandemic, most movies have had a theater release as well as a digital or streaming release. However, A Quiet Place 2 announced a theater-only release in today's reveal. This new trailer is all we need to be reminded of the uncomfortably silent and creature-filled world of A Quiet Place, just in time for its upcoming and long-awaited release.
Now, unlike A Quiet Place, one thing that makes people comfortable is collecting. CTV anchor Lee Medley tells us more about one local collector. Let's take a look.
Thanks, Alex. Alrighty, X-Men fans, are you ready? Because X-Men Curse of the Man-Thing, issue number 1, has officially been released. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but all I can say is Ileana Rasputin, aka Magic, looks bomb.
The issue was published on Wednesday, May 5th, and was written by Steve Orlando. Orlando is credited with writing The Justice League of America, The Shadow Batman, and of course, Gotham City Monsters. The artist Andrea Picardo, who has drawn comics from Star Wars to Captain Marvel to Wonder Woman. I can't wait to see where the series will lead us.
Now, we have come a long way in terms of technology, but just how far have we really come? We got an in-depth look of a collector family at Colorado State University to see just how far we've come in the past 30 years.
This Colorado State University family has taken over 30 years to accumulate their collection, and it consists purely of digital technology.
It wasn't a conscious decision to keep it, I don't think. It was just each time we traded up to get a newer model of whatever it was like, well, let's keep this just in case. Let's keep this just in case. And I'm not a hoarder, but it was just in case the new phone didn't work like we wanted. So we just kept accumulating them in this drawer, and then all of a sudden we had 30 years worth of technology in this one little desk drawer. And looking back at some of it now, it's really old technology. There was a big difference in ages between my youngest daughter and my next oldest daughter. 11 years, and a lot happened in 11 years as far as technology and everything really, but basically technology. And my oldest daughters got their first mobile phone when they were late in high school, like maybe 10th or 11th grade. My youngest daughter, born in 2002, got her first mobile phone in middle school or maybe even elementary school. So because they were more affordable, and since everyone had them and it was for safety reasons, we decided to get her one earlier. One of my favorite pieces of high tech back then was my iPod, and I would carry that with me when I ran, and I could play all my favorite songs on this little tiny iPod, and I just thought that was amazing.
I just wonder what this collection will look like in the next 30 years. Calling all Half-Bloods, the casting process of the Percy Jackson TV show has officially started, and the first character that they are looking to cast is none other than Percy Jackson himself.
The casting directors are looking for a young actor who looks around the age of 12, and this actor can be of any ethnicity. This audition is an open call, meaning anyone is allowed to send in an audition tape. All you have to do is send it in to percyjacksonopencall.20thtelevision.com. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Lee. Wow, what an incredible collection. I have one similar, but not very many. And I definitely heard from my older sister growing up about how easy it was for me to just get a phone, and she had to write an essay for it. So what are you going to do?
Right. Anyone missing their Dear Misfit Monster fighting crew from Hawkins has been starved from nearly 2 years of content. However, that changed this morning when a new Stranger Things Season 4 teaser was dropped. Almost nothing new is revealed. I mean, we didn't even get a title card or release date. But with its cryptic imagery and audio, it appears we may be getting more backstory to Eleven and her abilities. It is rumored we will get Season 4 by the winter holidays, although early or even maybe next summer of next year, which is much more likely.
With movie theaters reopening, there may only be a few options. But one of those options has been making some groundbreaking goals, not only in America, but in the entire world. Weston Hubbard, aka Weston the Wizard, tells us more.
What's going on, everybody? It's Weston the Wise here. As you can see, we're talking about Demon Slayer today, as we got my boy Tanjiro right there. We got some big news about the movie that just came out, and you're probably going to want to stick around to hear it. For anybody that is unfamiliar with Demon Slayer, it is an anime based off of the popular manga of the same name. It is about Tanjiro Kamado, who has to avenge his fallen family after they are murdered by demons, except for his sister Nezuko, who actually got turned into a demon. The anime released back in 2019 and has received critical acclaim as well as fan acclaim for the story, the plot, the characters, and of course, above all else, the animation. And while all of this is cool, that's not exactly noteworthy and newsworthy, so why are we mentioning the movie here, you may be asking? Well, that's because they did release a movie that takes place right after Season 1 of Demon Slayer. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with anime, usually when an anime movie is released from a sort of title of the same name, it usually has nothing to do with the plot and is not canon. However, in this case, the Demon Slayer movie is extremely canon and takes place right after the events of Season 1. Demon Slayer Mugen Train is the name of the movie, and it released in Japan as well as other countries with no intended original plan to release in America. However, those plans changed once the movie became the top grossing box office movie of all time in Japanese history. The last two movies that were able to hold this title of number one in the Japanese box office records were Titanic and Spirited Away, which were both critically acclaimed films, and the fact that Demon Slayer was able to come out of nowhere and take this surprised many, but should show that the fan base is really dedicated to this anime. With that being said, Demon Slayer got its US release 2 weeks ago, and it actually did pretty well, going above expectations completely, and even last weekend, it topped the new Mortal Kombat movie at the box office. Now, I did see it opening night, and I do have to say I understand the hype. This was an incredible movie, very emotional. If you want to go see it, I would definitely recommend it. This was a 10 out of 10, and this might actually be my favorite film of all time. Anyways, guys, that's all the news that I have for you today. Stick around while Alex and Holly fill you in on all the rest of the nerd news we have. My name has been Weston the Wise, and I will talk to you guys all later.
Weston the Wise, with his wisdom and wacky wit, woos us once again with wild wizardry. After that tongue twister, I need a break. Don't go anywhere, because once we get back from the break, we will be moving into all of the superhero news you need to know.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life my circumstances dictate who I was going to become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent like me.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. Without further ado, and up and away, let's dive right into superhero news. 3 days ago, Marvel put out a sizzle reel of their upcoming content and release dates for the next few years. That's right, Phase 4 of the MCU is upon us and is stronger than ever. So what's on the table? First up, the Loki TV series premieres on June 11th, featuring our favorite trickster dealing with his time jump from Endgame. Up next, the highly anticipated and highly delayed Black Widow will hopefully grace our screens on July 7th of this summer. Then, the animated What If series premieres this summer on an unspecified date from Disney+. After that comes Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings on September 3rd, as well as 2 Disney Plus series, Hawkeye featuring Clint Barton and Kate Bishop, and Ms. Marvel, all helping us to kick off the fall of 2021. After these shows comes The Eternals, an ensemble film directed by Oscar winner Chloe Zhao on November 5th. Rounding out this year comes SpiderMan No Way Home on December 17th. We will finally see how Peter Parker deals with the worldwide reveal of his secret identity. With March 25th, 2022 comes Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which was actually supposed to come out tomorrow. No thanks to COVID. Mamma Mia vs. the X-Men is a highly anticipated film for the MCU that releases on April 1st, 2022. I can't wait to see Meryl Streep take on Hugh Jackman and James McAvoy. Followed by Doctor Strange is everybody's favorite Asgardian in Thor, Love and Thunder. Premiering on May 6th, only 2 months after comes Black Panther, Wakanda Forever on July 8th. The Marvels, or the sequel to Captain Marvel, comes out on November 11th of 2022, and with 2023 comes Ant-Man Quantumania on February 17th, as well as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on May 5th. I think that's it. It's hard to believe that I will graduate from college only a month after that. But there you have it, the full Marvel slate through 2023.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited for Mamma Mia versus the X-Men. That sounds pretty good.
That's going to be pretty good.
Well, in case you missed it, the finale of Disney Plus's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America and the Winter Soldier, aired just over 2 weeks ago. Sam Wilson, who has been known as the flying hero the Falcon since his debut in the MCU in 2013, has come a long way since becoming one of Steve Rogers' closest friends. In the finale, he officially took on the mantle as the new Captain America with a riveting speech and villain takedown to match. If you're like the millions of fans who tuned into the 6-episode arc of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and want to see more of Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, fear not. A 4th installment of the Captain America saga is in the works at Marvel Studios, featuring Malcolm Spellman, the head writer of the show, returning to pen the movie.
In case you have been living under a rock or just haven't seen all of the hype lately, Amazon released a new animated show called Invincible, based off the comic books of the same name. The plot follows a young man as he gets superpowers because of his father, essentially, this incredible, powerful superhero, and he must learn how to use said powers. The series itself seemed to generate a cult following, enough so that after finishing up season 1 last week, Amazon renewed it for not just 1, but 2 more seasons as of right now. The popularity of the show has definitely spoken to the executives, and you can expect us to keep you informed on any more info that comes out in the next 2 seasons.
Many of us are excited to see Robert Pattinson take on the role of Batman in his coming DC movie in March of next year. But as we wait, us Bat fans will be granted another iteration of Bruce Wayne to see before the year is out. Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1 will grace our screens on June 22nd this summer. After his success of voicing the Red Hood in 2010, Jensen Ackles is back to portray the Dark Knight alongside the late Naya Rivera as Catwoman, Josh Duhamel as Harvey Dent, and the return of Troy Baker as the Joker. Here's a clip from the trailer of the highly anticipated movie.
The city is fallen, Alfred, and we must endeavor to lift it up again.
I would try to do a Batman impression, but I think I'll leave that to Wayne.
Fans who watched Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4-hour original version of the 2017 Justice League, should be familiar with the DC cameo of Martian Manhunter. However, fans who have followed Snyder closely on Twitter also know it was not originally meant to be Martian Manhunter, but the Green Lantern John Stewart. This character not being in the film was due to Warner Brothers wanting to use the character for another project, and all the footage had not been released until a few weeks ago. Snyder and the actor he cast as Jon Stewart, Wayne Carr, shared the behind-the-scenes photos of the Green Lantern scene being filmed in Snyder's own driveway. With these photos, fans were even more eager to see his version of the Will-powered Space Guardian, and with any luck, we may hopefully see the original intended scene.
You know, speaking of Green Lantern, HBO Max is currently in pre-production for a Green Lantern series. There have been a few rumors on casting and characters, but recently the lead role of Guy Gardner was cast. Finn Wittrock, best known for his role in American Horror Story, will be playing the eager-to-ring-sling Lantern, and this will be the second live adaptation of Guy Gardner from the 1990 series where he did the pilot. The HBO Max Green Lantern series has supposedly already started filming and will hopefully be out early next year. You know, I really can't wait for that. Green Lantern's always been one of my favorites, and after Ryan Reynolds' take, I'm kind of ready for something new with that.
They even teased Green Lantern a little bit in the Arrow series finale.
Oh, absolutely. It's be exciting to see, hopefully. Well, Rams, don't go away quite yet, because after the break, we'll be sharing the unshareable.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Thanks for thwip sticking around. For those of you who don't like spoilers, be wary, because we're now going to spill the tea about all of the recent nerd leaks.
For fans of Spider-Man, the rumors that the original actors that portrayed Spider-Man in the last two iterations of the screen web-slinger, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, will be coming on board the new MCU Spider-Man movie, No Way Home. Andrew Garfield recently did an interview with Josh Horowitz of the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, where he spoke on the matter.
Like, they might be doing something, but then ain't none. Like, I ain't got a call. So, like,
okay.
The actor responds after theories ablaze have occurred of a real-life multiverse happening within the MCU, bringing us the Spider-Men, who were part of the last movies. Some people still believe that the multiverse is happening and that the actor is attempting to act like he has no idea about the hype as a whole. Only time will tell. However, that will come out of this new Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man No Way Home comes out December 17th, 2021.
Recent paparazzi photographs revealed spoilers for the upcoming Disney Plus series, Ms. Marvel. These set photos finally revealed her supersuit, and it's amazingly comic accurate. Fans have been exploding about this, especially since the recent reveal of the new Marvel movie, The Marvels, which is going to star Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and Ms. Marvel herself. Phase 4 of Marvel just cannot stop giving us these amazing comic accurate suits.
For those impatiently waiting for the Hawkeye series to come out this fall on Disney+, fear not, for CTV Geeks have your back. Recently, this photo leaked from the set of the TV show, which has already wrapped production. Excitement for this series continues to brew, especially upon seeing the comic-accurate costume for the titular character. Additionally, on the left of the photo, we see Alka Cox's character, Maya Lopez, also known as the anti-hero Echo, in her comic-accurate costume as well. Fans are speculating whether her character will serve as a villain or hero in the series. We will have to wait until this fall to find out.
Ever since the explosive post-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home, fans have been wondering how the friendly neighborhood Spider will deal with his secret identity being revealed to the world by Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. As more and more details from Spider-Man No Way Home are revealed, just how that will unfold becomes more and more, dare I say, mysterious. We know that Alfred Molina will reprise his role as Dr. Otto Octavius, aka Doc Ock. Despite 17 years passing since playing the villain, Molina is enthralled to take on the character again, with director John Watts. The evil doctor met his demise in 2004, but in the third Tom Holland Spider-Man film, he will be resurrected from the moment of his death. If they could make Nick Fury look like he did in the 90s in Captain Marvel, then we are sure they can make a 67-year-old Alfred Molina look 50 again. With rumors that Jamie Foxx will join the cast as Electro and Andrew Garfield era villain, we are more and more excited for what this movie will bring. Don't speed out quite yet,
because when we come back, we'll be talking about the biggest news in CSU Esports and beyond.
Queen is just my everything. Right now, I wouldn't know where my life would be without her.
They say chivalry's dead. It's not. Terrence is a gentleman. He opens doors. His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. It takes me to a place of no hope. It takes me to a place of loneliness. It saddens me. When you discriminate against somebody in housing, where do these people go? Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
welcome back, and thank you for sticking around for our awful jokes this long. Now, before I get all sappy on you, I think it's time for some video game and esports news.
At CSU, our video game community has begun a massive expansion. The popularity in gaming has more than tripled in the past year due to the pandemic, and that absolutely includes our school. At the most fun center of it all, here in Fort Collins, we have our own Esports Club. However, that club is not just about competitive gaming, and we had the unique opportunity to meet with the forefront expert on it to give you an inside look.
To those unfamiliar with Call of Duty, this may sound like absolute nonsense. However, for competitive gamers, this verbal chaos could very well be the difference between going home empty-handed or going home with thousands of dollars.
I got one. And mid. One way door. Easy, go in their door. Close up.
That's door to the left and the right. One of CSU's esports officers has learned to compete, train, and teach in this high-speed, high-intensity fashion.
My name is Caleb Maranian, and I am the current competitive president for the CSU Esports Association. My first console is actually the Xbox. I played a lot of Halo back in the day. For me, I love League of Legends. Played that for like at least 5, 6, 7 years. I like a lot of esports, but I've also really always loved the Portal franchise, as well as a lot of some of the other, I guess, like basic classics. I remember I always really enjoyed playing League back in high school, and I remember I wanted to be able to play in tournaments and whatnot. Ended up actually forming my own esports program at my high school. After I graduated, I decided, hey, I want to continue seeing if I can do this in college. And I looked up CSU, and I found our esports program, and the rest is history, I guess.
The Esports Club has competitive teams in Rocket League, League of Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, and are now even forming a Call of Duty team. The teams themselves, much like football or basketball, have different skill levels. A teams are the best of the best in competition, while B and C teams tend to be a bit more relaxed. Some of the teams, specifically Rocket League and League of Legends, are already nationally ranked. The skills that they have exhibited have opened up a surplus of opportunities, such as collaboration with larger groups.
We've talked to the Mountain West before, and we ended up streaming it through the Mountain West and got their approval to use their platform and their name to kind of bring more recognition and get more views.
Caleb's vision for the Esports Club is not just about the games and competition, but rather a sense of togetherness.
The esports community is very diverse. As you could imagine, there are a lot of esports, so it varies from game to game. The league community at CSU, for example, is one that communicates with each other, actually hangs out pretty often. We're pretty much always in voice chats talking about the game or playing other things or just hanging out. It's a genuine brotherhood, you know? There's a lot of like respect that goes into every player who's played for both the A, B's, and C teams.
When talking about people's interactions involving esports, it's hard not to bring up the perceptions and views of whether or not esports is actually a sport. Being at the forefront of competition, Caleb is the expert to shed some insight upon this.
There's multiple ways to categorize a sport, and in my opinion, that category has always been defined by people competing to prove their talent and skill expression in a competitive environment or a game.
Between the age-old debate about the lack of athleticism in video games and the social perceptions of those who play them, it can be hard to appreciate playing games seriously. But all in all, games still matter to those who care.
Gaming is important to me because it's my way of connecting to other people in a social group. It's like an easy way to kind of make bonds and build up memories with other people without actually having to even leave your home. It's mostly for a community aspect. I just think it's really important, especially nowadays when we can't even go see each other in person, that we can still talk to one another and hang out and do fun activities. We have games like League and Overwatch working with a card game like Hearthstone and a shooter like Valorant and Call of Duty, and we're all underneath one banner. Yeah, I really, really love it. It's always been my platform for hanging out with people and socializing. And honestly, I grew up with it, so I love it. I've really enjoyed being the president of this program, and I've really got to see a lot of growth for my time here at CSU. I really hope that we continue to improve and just do wonderful things. Our school is amazing, and we have some very, very talented people here.
Thank you so much for meeting with us, Caleb, and good luck going forward with the Esports Club.
As part of the CSU Esports Club, we have a competitive League of Legends team, and an extremely good one at that. Through an official tournament run by Riot Games called Collegiate League of Legends, our CSU Rams competed against a multitude of schools, and just for reference, any school involved in football almost always has a League of Legends team. So the league team absolutely got to compete against some of our, normal rivals. The top 4 of the tournament entered the playoffs, and our team went in with the number 2 seed into the playoffs. First round of the finals was against Nevada. CSU crushed them. The finals were against one of our biggest rivals, Boise State. Now keep in mind, Boise State pays an insane amount of money towards esports, including full ride scholarships. The first game against them was extremely long and pretty even, but CSU took the win. The second game, however, finished in only 20 minutes. CSU proudly won the Mountain West Conference without dropping a single game in the playoffs and ended up qualifying for the national championship. Man, does it feel good to be a CSU geek right now. Congratulations to our incredible league team.
If you play online video games, especially in the age of cross-compatibility, it is almost a guarantee you have run into frustration of game chat and not being able to communicate with your friends on PC or a different console. Well, rage no more, PlayStation has announced their collaboration with Discord, the popular social gaming platform used for voice chat and connecting with friends. Jim Ryan, the president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, said, "Our teams are already hard at work connecting Discord with your social and gaming experience on PlayStation Network. Our goal is to bring the Discord and PlayStation experiences closer together on console and mobile starting early next year. I cannot express my excitement to find a way around that glitchy Call of Duty chat."
Yeah, that chat really does hit you pretty hard. Mojang, the creators and developers of Minecraft announced that the newest update of the game that was originally scheduled for the summer will now be split into 2 different release dates. The 1.17 update was announced back in October of 2020 and planned to introduce new items, mobs, and a brand new terrain generation for mountains and caves. Mojang released a video explaining the split, stating they wanted to maintain quality of the game specifically with the more complex features, as well as want to make sure their employees are not overworked and are staying healthy during the pandemic. As slightly disappointing as this is, it's fantastic to see such a loved company and loved game truly taking care of their employees.
Titanfall 2, Respawn's 2016 first-person shooter, has always been heavily associated with the words underrated and underappreciated. However, the game has seen a massive resurgence in the past 2 weeks due to a price drop. Steam has reported a 650% increase in active player count when compared to 2 weeks ago. When the game originally came out, it was not as huge as it could have been due to its unfortunate release date being within a week or 2 of other AAA first-person shooters. Respawn Entertainment abandoned the potential of Titanfall 3, not only to the underwhelming sales, but also when their newest game, Apex Legends, exploded with success. However, this new spike in interest in the Mecha Titan shooter game has sparked new hope for Titanfall 3 among its many fans, myself included.
I'm a huge fan of Titanfall. I'm ready for that 3rd game. Now, The Last of Us TV show coming to HBO Max has casted a 3rd character for the series. Longtime fans of the games were ecstatic to hear the castings for Ellie and Joel back in February, Game of Thrones' Bella Ramsey and Mandalorian's Pedro Pascal, respectively. Tommy, the brother of Joel in the hit 2013 video game, was announced for the series a few weeks ago and is being played by Gabriel Luna. Luna is best known for his role as Robbie Reyes, the Ghost Rider on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Last of Us series is still in pre-production and is rumored to begin filming later this year.
For those of you who are die-hard Last of Us fans, there's more news still, but don't get your hopes up quite yet. The Last of Us Part 3 does have an outline, but is not being made yet. Naughty Dog co-president Neil Druckmann and head writer Haley Gross were interviewed on a podcast called Script Apart, where they were both asked about the company's next plans. After The Last of Us Part 2's release in 2020, the company stayed quiet on their projects, and currently no known games are in the works, being the key word. Druckmann stated, "We will take a long time to explore different ideas, whether it's going to be The Last of Us 3, whether it's something new, whether there's some old franchise we want to go back to. I like to fully explore all of those, then look at okay, we have all these ideas in front of us. As a studio, what do we want to commit to? If their past games are any indication, however, whatever project Naughty Dog determines to jump on will be absolutely fantastic."
This week, I asked the Esports Call of Duty players to send me their best play this week. Now here's our number one top play of the week sent in by Nesty. Let's take a look. See Nesty moving in. He's scooping in on Raid into kitchen. Gets the kill on the right. Looks for a second. Glances to the third. Pushes to mid to overlook. Flicks behind him after taking some damage and takes that fourth kill to take the point. Absolutely just insane. Thank you so much to Nesty for sending that in, and definitely keep that up. Well, Rams, that is all we have tonight, but thank you so much for sticking with us on this first ever pilot show for CTV Geeks.
That's right, we CTV Geeks can't wait for our next show, and we'll see you next year.
Have a great night, Rams.